皆様ごきげんよう、鳴杜水月の屋根裏配信へようこそいらっしゃいました。Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mizuki Meido stream. This is the 4th? Is it back? Am I back? Am I back? Okay, I'm back. The internet is so bad. はい、ということで。Oh my gosh. So hot. ちょっと待って。暑い。暑い。暑い。ちょっと。Sorry. I need AC. ちょっと待って。エアコン必要。はい、ということで。Why does this always happen to me? ということで、Welcome to my 4th follow-up stream for Study with Mizuki 2023. Oh wow, I see a lot of newer faces. Well, Cat Salt-san, how do you pronounce? Is there a pronunciation to this, by the way? U-W-U-W-U-U-W わかんない。Anyways. で、アンレイさんかな？はい、こんにちは。マックスさん、こんにちは。イレッツさん。こんにちは。It is really hot. ほんと暑い。で、レイゼルさんかな？こんばんは。It's like, アロン先生だ。こんにちは。Well, welcome to everybody. So, as you know, I am hosting this challenge called Study with Mizuki 2023. I started this really simultaneously and spontaneously. So let me explain about this challenge really quick. It started on April 1st. The challenge is to challenge you to memorize 1,000 Japanese words in the course of 6 months. I know how hard it is. I do understand how hard it is. It's just that I wanted to do it for the purpose of motivating you or hoping that it will become an extra motivation for a lot of you who are already studying or trying to study Japanese. はい、アリスさん、Good morning! アリス隊長さんだ。How about nice stream today? Just wanted to say hi since I'm working. またね、またね I'll be featuring your posts though. You did a great job, アリス隊長さん。Yes, and then the reason why that this challenge is only for 6 months is because I'm going into a hiatus of a few months at possibly starting November or end of October. I don't know really. Yeah, and I'll have to really think about it. And then I won't be back until 2024. I'll still be posting videos, hopefully. But there's a lot going on in my personal life. I'm getting married. I'm trying to get an actual certified Japanese. I'm trying to become an actual certified Japanese teacher. So I have a test that I have to take, and I'm studying for it, and it's going not so good. My master and I are also moving so that I will be able to play more games because our internet sucks. And so anyways, there's a lot going on. And so I will be going into a few months hiatus, which is the reason why I only could do this challenge for 6 months. Which makes it so that you will have to memorize 5 or 6 words every day. It's like, good luck. It's so hard. Oh, I'd start a challenge late, but I'll catch up. No worries. Oh yeah, so if you kind of just got to know me, which is great, I don't know what happened. At the end of last year, I only had 500 subscribers. I shouldn't say only because 500 is a lot. But I'm getting close to 1,700 and I'm like almost concerned to the reason why. I think I'll leave the stream on my phone just to help with the algorithm. Thank you so much. It honestly does help. Alex さんもこんばんは。ごきげんよう。So yes, that is what the challenge is about. There's also free printables. If you watch my video on it, the video that explains a little bit more about this challenge is on the description box down below. And on that video's description, I have links to free printables, downloadable free printables, so that you'll be able to print out certain stuff. So that is こんばんは初見違うでしょYou're not 初見じゃないBut good job for using the new word は はい、六泊さんこんにちは。So also sorry, I'll be coughing a lot, but this is due to I have asthma. It's not doing good these days, so sorry about that. But we'll start with where you're supposed to be. Again, I don't want you, the least thing I want to do is to pressure you into thinking that you have to actually be perfect in something. I'm a perfectionist myself, and I know how toxic being a perfectionist can be, or striving for the perfect can be. Perfect is impossible. It's an impossible concept. So, I'm not here to say that you have to complete this challenge and actually learn all 1,000 words, but this is just for those of you who are actually, like, you know, following along with the numbers and stuff. So, you're supposed to, today, at least in Japan, is May 22nd. And you're supposed to, if you started the challenge on the day is started and stuff, you should have memorized 280-ish words by now. But again, you don't have to. Oh, by the way, this tracker is also printable. One of the free printables. So you can use it. Yay. はい、ということでね。Any questions so far? 何か質問ございますか？質問あるかい？お水飲みます。I'm gonna drink water. Okay, no questions. So this stream will have two parts. The first part is where I feature your posts. The second part is where I answer your questions. So feel free to have your questions ready if you want to participate in the Q&A part. Okay? では、いきます。So, I guess I'll start from Instagram かな。I know, I keep on saying this, but I am really sorry that I haven't been too good with Instagram, but I have an idea of how to use Instagram, and so it's gonna come up. Oh, I wrote this on a comment before, but I'll repeat the question. Is the word limited to word I don't know yet, or I can put the word I already know? Oh, this is actually totally up to you. Aldi-san, こんばんは。ごきげんよう。I think it's totally up to you because one thing I do want you to know that you're not doing this for me, right? You're doing this for yourself. And I also understand as a person who is still trying to learn not Japanese, English. I mean, yeah, I'm still trying to learn Japanese. My native tongue is really hard. But I think there's a lot of words that we think we know or we kind of recognize, right? It doesn't mean that we actually know the meaning of. Like, if I came up to you and asked you what does this really long spelled out word mean, even if it's your native tongue, you might not be able to fully explain it. And so having that said, you can totally write the words that you already know, especially when you just want to clarify what the word means. Does that make sense? And so I think writing those words are actually really good too. Really good. いいと思います。いいと思います。はい。Hope that answers your question. ということで Understood. Thanks so much. Of course. Then we'll start with Instagram. So, I am really not active on Instagram. I've been trying, but I'm gonna start using Instagram a little bit more later on. I'm just not doing so well yet. So, Genetica-san is the only person who posts on Instagram. So it's really easy for me to track. So thank you so much. If you want to join this challenge through Instagram, you're totally welcome to do so. But by the way, Genetica-san started this challenge a little bit later than everybody else, but is about to catch up. So good job. ということで、これね、ほんと可愛いんですよね。I really like how they do the art style. It's so cute, so aesthetically pleasing. ということで、猫、ハムスター、温かい飴、トマト、イチゴということでね、good words です。 素晴らしい、素晴らしい。Next! Next でございます。パチパチパチ。So, we'll feature all of Kinetica-san's posts really quick. Because there's a lot. I want you all to admire the art too. Okay. We'll start with these two. はい、見えますかこれ。あ、そうそうそう。I finally recovered. 例えばね、車、バイク、スクーターとか、さくらんぼ、子供、友達 all really useful words. I think we sometimes forget how nice or how useful it is to revisit those simple words. Simple means that a lot of people actually do use them, so comes up a lot in everyday life. あ、私、車の免許取りたいんですよ。By the way, 車、car, 免許、license, 取る to take, たい is a want to form of a verb. 私、車の免許取りたいです。I want to get a driver's license. Surprise, surprise, I actually don't have a driver's license. あ、セラさん、ヤッホー。セラさん、お仕事お疲れ様です。英語のリスニングにしてくださいね。OK、ということで、That's 車。Next! 見て、これかわいい。目玉焼きみたい。I like these sunny side up looking eggs. Catch up part 2. Catching up is so hard. Okay, here we go. Next two. カニ、カメ、ヘリコプターと黒いって書いてある。グレー、休む、聞く、欲しい、最低、11。Oh, that's actually a really good idea. Putting emoji next to it. 絵文字が隣にあるのいいですね。I think that's such a great idea. Especially when you're a visual learner, I think it's actually really nice when you have visuals attached to your words, even though I know it can be extremely hard and like time consuming. So it's just a possibility, but I think that's a really good idea. ということで、素晴らしいです。素晴らしいです。次行きましょう。次、next. よし。Okay, this is the last two from Kinetica-san. The graphic in these images is so pleasant. I agree. This person's an artist. I like seeing all the posts on the feed because, you know, like it's so soothing. True ね、ほんとね。ほんと、デザインっていうのは I don't know if I should say art or design, but it's amazing. 動かす、17、17、18、19。おお。熱帯雨林。熱帯雨林、rainforests。ということで、そう、Kinetica-san actually catched up with the challenge, like legit catched up. So, what can I say? I cannot be proud enough. ほんとすごい。By the way, I also wanted to try to build a better community, which I am definitely not doing well. But if you want to, you can follow each other. I know that some VTubers has rules so that fans can't interact with each other, or you know, I know VTubers that doesn't really encourage fans to come together. For, you know, like safety purposes, I totally understand that. For me, especially when you are learning a language, especially when you are learning Japanese, I am totally for it. Catsold-san, hello again. Hello again. Thank you for coming to the previous stream. I know it was such a out of nowhere, all of a sudden kind of a stream. But, hi, konnichiwa, Catsold-san. So yeah, talking about you guys, getting to know each other, trying to support each other, I am totally for it. If you're comfortable with it, because I know a lot of us are, or maybe at least me, I'm an introvert. I don't really like going around and getting to know people, but if you're a type of a person who likes to support or who likes support from other people, I'm totally for you, like following each other, like liking each other's posts, commenting great job and stuff, because I think that is the best way to get motivated. Having peers, having friends, having acquaintances that you can learn from. or like that can support each other. So anyways, just wanted to put it out there. ということで、キナデカさん、本当にお疲れ様です。パチパチパチパチ。Everybody, this is the time to clap. パチパチパチパチ。これからも頑張ってください。I'll be expecting to see more. I was gonna suggest you making a Discord channel so posting learning is easy to find and build a community. I thought about it too, but then I think I will get a little bit too overwhelmed if I have my own Discord community. はい。パチパチパチ、皆さんパチパチパチ。あれ、あさと、なんでさん Are you the same person? With a blue icon? わかんない。パチパチパチパチ、素晴らしい素晴らしい。Yup, oh you are! I usually try to memorize people's names and icons together, so I was a bit confused. Okay, so that was from Instagram. That was Instagram posts. Agree with Alex, especially I don't have social media. I see. I'll think about it. 考えます。Is there a way that I can like make a Discord community without myself being in it? Is that an option? It's probably a bad thing even to think about. Because I think that's the point of it, isn't it? Like me being in it, but I'll think about it. I shall think about it. I know, I think that's a big cultural difference too, because I feel like Japanese people, at least for us, otakus, like we are all about Twitter. Everyone's on Twitter. And so a lot, that's the reason why all VTubers, at least the Japanese ones, has Twitter. Like, it's such a big community. Fan club. If I'm gonna make my fan club, I'll have to have my master be #1, like the first fan. And I'm gonna take money. That's what fan clubs do, just kidding. It will be the unofficial Mizuki fan club. Do it. It could be possible as a sort of language learning fan club. One of us will have to create it. I'll think about it. Let me start with it. I'll think about it. I think it's such a great... By the way, if a Japanese person says I'll think about it, it actually means no. I'm not saying that I'm trying to say no. It's just that when a Japanese person says 考えておきます that means a no. High context language, we don't really say we're straight up. Anyways, we have Alex-san's post. Alex-san, お疲れ様です。About a week ago, I finished Dragon Quest Builder 2, full hiragana, but no voiceover. Full hiragana is pretty impressive. I am now playing World End Syndrome, which is not in hiragana but full voiceover. I think that's pretty cool. I can reply to voices to find the right words and kanji. I write it out as I go. Good job! As I always say, it's always great. It's the best way to learn a language. The best way to learn a language is by having fun, by being excited. You know, like when you come to my game streams, you're not there to really learn. You're there to have fun, right? But especially when I say words over and over again in Japanese, I'm hoping at least. I know that my gameplay like skills aren't the best. But I'm hoping that those words get embedded into your brain just because you're enjoying more. And I'm hoping that it just makes it easier and more exciting for you to learn the language. And so, having that said, playing games, such a great way to learn a language. I know Lemiria-san was always doing that with Dragon Quest, but good job. Oh, speaking of context, I actually realized the more when I learn how to describe someone, like how, 学生です could mean that I am referring to myself or someone else. Yes, exactly. So I think I probably talked about this in my, one of my videos. どれだ? I think sentence structure videos. I'm sorry, trying to find it. Oh, there we go. あったあったあった. Wait. Sorry, such out of context too, but this video is at 94 views, which means if 6 of you clicks and like watches this, it's gonna be 100. No pressure. Just kidding. Anyways, I did talk a little bit about in this video, so if you want to, you can go watch it. Not now. Stay here. For me. Just kidding. But what I wanted to say is that yes, because Japanese is a language that doesn't always need a subject. In my video, I describe what the subject means, what SVO means, subject, verb, object, verb, whatever. But in Japanese, we don't always have to specify the topic of what we are talking about because of our culture. Our culture is that just get it. It's a culture of just guess. Like, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm trying to say kind of culture. Culture, language, they go hand in hand. They're integrated with each other. So, a lot of times we actually don't say watashi wa. We don't really say that, especially when we're talking about ourselves. And so, when people say gakusei desu, you kind of just have to think back to what the conversation was previously. If you're talking about yourself and introducing when you were just say that the conversation was that you were introducing yourself, that will simply mean that you are gakusei. Gakusei means student, for those of you who don't know. So that will just simply be in English saying I am a student. But imagine that you are talking about your neighbor in the previous sentences. That's the context of the conversation that is going on. And so that will be, if you say gakusei desu, that will most likely be talking about your neighbor and explaining that your neighbor is a gakusei. Hi. Does that make sense? 意味わかるかな? So yeah. That's probably one of the biggest differences between Japanese and English, and I know how hard it can be to try to get used to that. But yeah. I also learned that Spanish doesn't always specify the subject, so if you're a Spanish speaker, good for you! Probably will be a little bit easier. 僕は人間だ。僕人間 like this? Not really. So, in that sense, oh, first of all, by the way, Italian as well. Oh, cool! What are you? A student? Seems like that. Yeah, kind of like that. That is probably closer. So, 僕は人間だ。僕人間です。ちょっと待ってね。僕。一体どんな内容を翻訳？お！セラさん！そう、日本語って主語がいつもいるわけじゃないじゃないですか。で、英語って必ず主語がいるんですよね。例えば、日本語だと、学生ですって言ったら、もし事前の会話が自分の自己紹介だったら、自分が、私は学生ですって言ってることになるじゃないですか。でも、そうじゃなかったら、事前の会話が他の人について話してるのであれば、それはちょっと違う意味、違う意味になってくるよねっていう。日本語はそういうことを事前の会話とか、前後の会話とかのコンテクストをもっと考えなきゃいけない言語だっていう話をしてます。Okay. So, 僕は人間です。By the way, I did post a video on this, です。Is it bad that I want to introduce my videos because I think I did a good job? Wait, let me put the link on it. I'm not ashamed about it because I worked a lot for these. Okay. I did talk about in this video. This explains to you the difference between da and desu, and I do encourage you to watch it simply because I think it will help a lot. The reason why I bring this up is because I know, for example, in anime and manga, people actually end their sentences with da. But if you do that in real life, it's extremely awkward. People don't finish their sentences with da. And so, when you're actually speaking, it's totally fine if you're just writing it down, but when you're speaking, you want to substitute it with desu, or you want to add some other sentence endings to it to make it more natural. I don't know how to describe it, but I have been thinking about it. The reason why a lot of anime characters end their sentences with da. I was thinking about it and I came to the conclusion that it might be because that a lot of anime came from manga. Manga always comes first, right? Not always, but most of the times manga or novels comes first and then they make it into anime. So, in other words, the originals were written formats of the language. In written formats of the language, people do end sentences with da. And having that changed it into anime, I think it's really awkward when people decided to just change every single, word up just because it's going to be spoken by a real person. And anime is already fiction, and so, anyways. That's the reason why I wrote down 僕は人間です. Okay, let's talk about 僕は人間です. How about じゃ? I heard an anime character says 化け物じゃ. じゃ is either either a dialect or a very specific way of ending sentences used by fictional grandpas. Yes, we have those stuff too. Oh yeah, 僕人間です sounds more natural. Oh, so in this case, 僕 is actually 僕 is the subject of the sentence. When you say 僕, you actually don't want to get rid of wa because wa is the particle. In Japanese, you always need particles between words. 僕 is a word, 僕 is a noun, 人間 is a noun. In order to combine these two, you do want a glue word which is called a particle. In this case, wa is used because wa is what we call a subject indicator. This is what wa is a particle that is used for subjects. That's why when you introduce yourself, you always say 私はメイド水木です。私は日本人です。私は Vtuber です。If I get rid of wa, it's gonna sound a little bit like I like eat bread. Does that make sense? I like eat bread. If you don't have the two in the middle, it does sound a little bit unnatural, doesn't it? If I said something like I like to eat bread, it would sound a lot more natural, and you know that that's correct grammar. If I said I like eat bread, you can tell that I probably don't know English as a native language, or I don't know. So that is the power of particles. And so, in this sense, it will be more natural if you said 人間です, I guess. But only when there's previous context in the conversation. If you just go up to people and just say 人間です, doesn't make sense because you haven't indicated the subject of the conversation yet. Hi. Oh yeah, I already kind of knew it, just trying to clarify a little. It's okay, but yeah, does that make sense? So, 人間です。人間です。私は人間です。質問ありますか? Any questions? 質問。Understood. Thank you. よかった. Makes sense. よかった. I know it's a bit hard though, because, again, different languages. It's a very different language. はい、ということで、next post is from Alex さん to Alex さん。お疲れ様です。ということで、noted. よかった。Okay. Thank you for answering my question. Oh, this is from the past follow-up stream. My pleasure. どういたしまして。大丈夫ですよ。I am currently doing about 7 to 9 hours a day. Whoa. Slowly translating the game. Here's the line which broke me at the end of a tiring day, as well as the next thing one of the characters have. Yup. I am pretty sure you're having a lot of fun. Okay, so sorry, this is a screenshot from the Twitter post. So, I know that you can't see it, but the proverb that Alex ran across and probably had the hardest time understanding the reason why was 触らぬ神にたたりなし。触らぬ神にたたりなし。世良さんいらっしゃいます？もう名指し。日本人の方いらっしゃいますか？触らぬ神にたたりなし。ねえ。 とんでもないですよね。こんなのゲーム出てくるのね。Okay, there we go. いるぜ、いたー触らぬ神にたたりなしって、なんで英語話者の方が難しいって思われるかわかります？神って言葉が出てくるからなんですよ。神ってのがわかんないんですよ。日本語で言ったら神って神道の神様でしょ？基本的に英語圏で神って言ったらキリスト教の一神、なんて言うんですっけ？全知全能の神様なので、神様に呪われる的なね、そうそうそう、アイデアがわかんないんですよね。ああ、笠谷さんも言った！スピリット、そうなんです。Okay, so I will explain just because 三位一体、そうそうそうそう、三位一体とかのやつね。So, this is the proverb that Alex-san, ran into. Wait, I don't remember what exactly was the translation that he found. ちょっと待って。Let me look it up. ちょっと待って。Let me look up the post. あったあった。タグから行って、あったあったあった。it says no curse on a god that doesn't touch. Deity, そうね。そう、触らぬ神にたたりなし。This is a hard one. Okay, so 触らぬ神にたたりなし means that if you don't, okay, I'm not gonna write this down because it's a lot, so just take notes. Just take notes. ちょっとね、書いたらめんどくさいんで、言うんで、メモして。What this proverb means is that don't put your hands or like don't get yourself into trouble. That is basically what it is. That is basically what it means. But if you dig deep enough, it means, it's kind of like let sleeping dogs lie. You know the English proverb, like let the sleeping dogs lie? Like you don't want to touch it and wake the dog up, even though I don't really know much dogs that are that aggressive, especially in this day and age. Just say that there's an aggressive dog. It's sleeping. You don't want to touch it, right? If you touch it, something bad might happen to you. You might get bitten. Who knows? Scary stuff. As much as I love dogs and as much as I am a dog myself, I do know how scary some dogs can be. So, same idea. The reason why you might be a little bit confused is because of the difference in the cultural religion. The religion of Japan isn't really Buddhism. The original religion of Japan is Shintoism. I'm not here to talk about religion or anything discussing religion. It's just that Shintoism, Buddhism, it's such a big part of our culture, which is the reason why I'm bringing it up. 触らぬ神にたたりなし。触らぬ means not to touch. 神 God. たたり means a curse. なし means not. As long as you don't touch a god, you won't get cursed is what it means. In Shintoism, the idea is that there's gods everywhere. This god is definitely not the same as the English cultural god that people talk about. The English language is very much not centered, but there's a lot of like Christian ideas within the language. Again, because language, religion, culture, they all go hand in hand. I know some people don't like it, but we just can't run away from it. So the idea of God might be extremely different from what you know. In the Japanese sense, gods are like spirits, like Kazotani-san said. They're deities, but you can't even like think of them maybe as monsters, spirits. Some are evil, some are good. And so, just say that there's a god, maybe a jinja, a shrine, that you don't know what it's all about. You don't want to stick your head into something that you don't know what it's actually worshipping or anything. Because if you do something wrong, if you do something even, it might be an evil god that you're trying to get it, you are trying to interact with. And so the idea is that if there's something you don't know much about, just don't try to get into it. Just stay out of trouble. 怒ったお母さんに近づくなの方が分かりやすかったのに。でもそれだとちょっと違くない？でも確かにね。Tera-san said, it's like, it's kind of like when your mom is angry You don't want to like talk to her? Or you're like close to her? Because you don't know what's gonna happen later on. かわいい。あ、なるほど。わらわらって言ってね。Anyway, so that's what this proverb actually means. お疲れ様でした。Sorry that you had to encounter such a hard ことわざ。では次行きましょう。ふむふむノーレよかった。あ、ジョカさん、あんにょこんにちは。Welcome です。Welcome。God よりはディエティの方が、そうね。ただディエティはディエティでも結構、なんか、全知全能感出ますもんね。言葉って難しいね。はい、では次、アレス隊長さん。Who's working now? 頑張ってください。Okay, it's Alice Taicho-san's post. Today I used this kanji guide to practice writing the same kanji a few times. Kana along the side, some particles, 10 more kanji, and I did a little study on the Lucky Star opening. Lucky Star ってあれか、ラッキースターか。I'm my sunset, そう、プニってことが言っちゃう。なんだっけ、なんちゃらで制服ラリパリピーンタンタンタンタン。I don't know, ラッキースターね、私実は全然世代じゃないのでわかんないんですよね。Actually, I've never really watched Lucky Star because it's probably just not from my age. どんだけそれ。あ、ダーリンプリーズだ。飛ばさないで。飛ばされたくないの。ということで、ラッキースタね。ラッキースタ頑張ってくださいね。ということで、アレクス隊長さん、パチパチ待って。We didn't say パチパチってアレクさん。アレクさんにもパチパチ。皆様偉い。頑張ってらっしゃる。ラッキースタいいぞ。ラッキースタいいのか。見るか。Okay, next we have Iret-san. Iret-san, いますか? It's your turn. Here's my progress so far from the last update. I didn't study from April 21 to 24, so I'm still making up for it. It's totally fine. 大丈夫ですよ。はい、ということで、Iret-sanね。I don't know, do you realize how long of a way you've come, Iret-san? You started with kana だよ。And then you're like writing things. You're doing so good. パチ。皆さん素晴らしい。何度も言うんですけどね、なんかこのチャレンジ全部できなかったとしても成長は確かなんですよ。Like I know I keep saying this, but it doesn't, like even if you can't finish actually memorizing 1,000 words, it's totally fine because look at how much you've grown. Just in like less than 2 months. すごい。Hope you realize that.Really do hope you realize that. とてもすごいですよね。本当にすごい。はい、ということで、Now we have Alice 隊長さん。Some study on opening of Lucky Star. Also to anyone learning Spanish and struggling to say the syllables, nya, ni, nu, nye, nyo, with your tongue touching the roof of your tongue. Albani? Niño. I know Niño は知ってる。I know Niño. ありがとうございます。もちろん、遊戯王。遊戯王ね。Niño means, a child, right? El Niño. Mañana? Cañeria? Well, apparently the pronunciation is the same as Japanese. 面白い。Yeah, so when you pronounce nya, ni, nyu, nye, nyo, your tongue touches the top of your mouth. But when I say your tongue touches the top of your mouth, it's not the tip of the tongue that touches the top of your mouth. It's the middle part, like the palate part of your tongue that touches the top of the mouth. So, にゃるほど。あ、ゆうさん、hello! こんにちは。初見さんかな？Is this your first time? Welcome. We are going through everyone's posts on how they're studying Japanese. ってことでね。そう。ね、ニーニョ。ブリーチ、ドルトーニ・アレッサンドロ・デルカ・フソカッチオ氏曰くニーニョ、坊や。 あ、そっか、スペイン語ってあれか、男性名詞、女性名詞があるんだ。忘れてましたね。ということで、アレスさん。I know you're still working. Good luck 頑張って、お仕事。でね、皆さん、パチパチでございます。パチパチパチパチパチ。Okay. The last written post is by Alice-san. First time I study on a Sunday, I think. You don't have to study on a Sunday if you don't want to. Because I usually don't do anything on a Sunday. Also, if Sensei is still looking for new video ideas, a few focused on particles would come very handy. That's a good one. ショコラテのように甘いニーヨ、ちょっとなんか犯罪集すごいんですけど大丈夫ですかそれ。はい、ということでね。これは素晴らしいですね。Yeah, I've been thinking about particle videos. But then, I honestly don't think I can make any new like grammar videos until this season of anime ends. It's so much. Did you know that I'm uploading like at least 3 videos every week? And gosh, not gonna lie, I think I made a bad choice. The animes are great, so you know, for those of you who didn't know, which I don't think is any of you, is I usually try to, it's not usually, I've only been doing this for a few, like less than a year, but I like to choose ongoing anime series and make videos that focuses on words that you can learn from the anime series. This season, 2023 spring anime, I was only supposed to choose 2, and I did. But then I watched Oshinoko and I was like, I need to tell the world what these words mean so that people can understand the storylines in more in depth, and so I am struggling hardcore. It takes like 2 hours total to make a script, and then it takes like an extra 3 hours to like edit them, like including the time that I need to use to export the video. So gosh, as bad as I feel, you'll have to wait. Sorry, you have to wait until this season is gone and done so that I can actually go back and make more grammar videos. I have a lot of scripts though. I do have like 5 scripts done. I just don't have the time. I really need to hire somebody to help me edit videos so that I can save up a lot of time. But I will promise the particles videos will come because I already have a script. I do have a script ready for at least one of them. Sorry, ごめんなさい。水木先生って好きな英語ありますか？私が好きな英語あるかな？わかんないです。私は、でも、なんか、面白い言い回しとかは好きかも。Don't worry, Sensei, your struggles won't be in vain. Oh, thank you. I really hope so. I really hope not. But yeah, I know I keep saying this, but once I get monetized, all the money that I get from YouTube is going to go to hiring somebody to help me edit videos. And then I'll have so much more contents coming up. Okay. 来たぞ。Wait, do you think I can upload this? No. Is this? No! I can't! 待って!
Please be quiet.
I promise I didn't just like put up Joke-san's face. Is this not possible? ちょっと待って。これね、we have どうしよう。メディアソースか。I can't wait for that to happen. Me neither. wait, ちょっと待って。No! 来たかも。Wait, I might have gotten it. No! It's not working! ごめんなさい、ゾッケさん。I feel so bad. Wait. So, everybody meet 鬼ヶ島ゾッケさん。
Quiet.
I I thought I did it well. I guess I just don't know how to do this. There's this movie, this audio that Jokke-san posted. So, wait, ちょっと待って。I'm gonna post the link to the tweet. そうしよう。I'm gonna post the link to the tweet. よし。Jokke-さんごめんなさいね。
迷っている。
はい。
その人に
This is the link to Jokke-san's Twitter post. Okay, so Jokke-san is another VTuber who is also participating in this challenge. Jokke-san すごい素晴らしい。Jokke-san has been sick for a while. ごめんなさいね。本当申し訳なんか何もできなくて申し訳なかった。He was actually hospitalized, but he is also practicing reading Japanese.
I'm doing my homework.
鬼返しジョッケさんのこちらツイートでございます。If you want, you can click on it.
To play, spend time. I play with my friends on the weekends.
は？
急ぐ。
Can you hear it?
急がないと遅くなりますよ。To hurry. Hurry up or you'll be late.
わかんない。
返す。
Was it just me that thought that the audio wasn't good? Oh, oops. Wait, how do I restart it?
貸した本は明日返します。To return. I'll return the book I lent tomorrow. 電気を消すのは忘れない。To turn off. Don't forget to turn on the lights.
Okay, it's gonna start again. Anyways, that is Jokke-san's Twitter. You can go follow him too because he's awesome. 前田さん、こんにちは。ごきげんよう。Wait, where did it go? I'm so confused. ちょっと待って。Is there a way that I can do this again? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. はい、こちら、鬼菓子ジョッケさんのポストです。It is him trying to read Japanese. I mean, like practicing Japanese.
今だからうちに来てよ。Not busy, free time. I'm free, so come to my house. 泳ぐ。今日は天気もいいし、泳ぎに行こう。To swim. Today's weather is great. Let's go swimming. 聞く。迷っている。その人に道を聞いてみる。To ask a person. I'm lost. I'll ask that person for directions. 乗る。もう少ししたら電車に乗ります。To ride. Board. I'll get on the train in a little while. やる。宿題をやっています。To do. Perform. I'm doing my homework. 遊ぶ。週末は友達と遊びます。To play. Spend time. I play with my friends on the weekend. 急ぐ。急がないと遅くなりますよ。To hurry. Hurry up or you'll be late. 返す。貸した本は待て。貸した本は明日買います。いや。貸した本は明日返します。To return. I'll return the book I lent tomorrow. 電気を消すのは忘れない。To turn off. Don't forget to turn on the lights. 死ぬ。人は殺されると死ぬ。To die. People die when they are killed.
ということで、謎空間でしたけれども、前田さんこんにちは、ごきげんよう、すいません、無言でした。はい、ということで、That was such a great video, ジョッケさん。返した。そう、ちょっとね、難しいところもありましたけれども、でもよくできました。Great job! お疲れ様でした。ほんとね。パチパチでございます。本当にパチ。はい、ということで、So, that will be it for all the posts done. People die when they're killed class. I know. Crack me up! めっちゃ面白いな。たまにめちゃくちゃ面白いのがね、入ってんのがいいなと思ったんですよ。はい、ということでね、ちょっとね、ジョッケさんにお声掛けして、日本語の、イントネーションとかのね、なんか、勝手に、なんか、コラボとかできたらいいなとか思ってたりね、しなかったりね、するんですけど。Okay, so anyways, that was all the posts so far from this challenge for the past 2 weeks. So everybody, Here's the last clap. Clap to yourselves, clap to your peers, clap for everybody. Also tap on the shoulders. Give yourself a hug. Self-love is the first step of world peace. はい、ということでね。皆様本当にお疲れ様でした。Good job! ということで、again, that will be it for the post features so far. And now we're going on to, oh, is it true we have to use 尊敬、謙譲、丁寧語 towards superior? Yes, you have to. Is it okay if we can only with masu form? It depends on the situation, to be honest. Okay, so from now on, I'll be answering questions. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. First question, Aldi-san. So is it true that we have to use 尊敬、謙譲、丁寧語 towards superiors? Is it okay if we can only with masu form? So masu form is actually 丁寧語. First of all, there's three 敬語 in the Japanese culture. テキストできるかな? Okay. 敬語。はい。またもう、クソデカになってしまった。敬語。尊敬語。尊敬語。よし。尊敬語。謙譲語。あ、もうか。このね、キーボードね、日本語キーボードじゃないんですよ。The keyboard I'm using is actually not a Japanese keyboard. ちょっと難しい。謙譲語。丁寧語。OK。Okay, well, let's start from this. Yeah, so keep those questions coming. I will try to answer all of them. はい。So, 敬語。敬語 is honorifics. There's not a lot of languages that actually has honorifics. What honorifics are, or keigo is the idea that the language actually changes dramatically when you're speaking in a polite form. Japanese keigo can be divided into three parts, or the Japanese government did try to change it into 5 different categories, but to make it easy, we're just gonna say 3. Sonkeigo, kenjougo, and teinego. Sonke means respect. This is a respectful form of a language. You use this when you are putting the other person above you. Kenjougo? さっきの隊長氏のツイートが TL に出てきてた。お、もういいねしちゃってくださいまし。はい。So, 謙譲 means a humbling way, or humble. You are humbling yourself so that the other person will be higher up than you. Tene simply means nice or precise. Masu form, masu and desu is actually tenego. It is still keigo. So, you know, I think some of you already know masu form, desu form. Masu, desu, when you end sentences with masu and desu, that is already a part of keigo. It's just that there can be a better way, which can be sonkeigo and kenjogo. So to answer your question, Aldi-san, it's not always needed. But again, it depends on the situation and who you are. If you are in Japan, for example, on a business trip, and just say that you already speak Japanese fluently. If you don't speak, or just say that you're Japanese, if a Japanese person in a business situation doesn't use sonkeigo kenjogo in the right way, it can be considered really bad. I'm not, well, maybe not like bad as in like you'll be fired kind of bad, like, because keigo is still hard for a lot of us Japanese people too. There's a little bit too much of it. It's a beautiful culture, but there's a bit too much of it. There's a bit of, yeah, there's a bit too much layers. So if you're just here, for example, on a visit, you're traveling, you're going around and trying to communicate with Japanese people, just knowing tenego, I would say, is totally fine. It's just that when you're in a professional situation, when you are in a business setting, when you are trying to maybe impress somebody, knowing the other two keigos might be a good idea. はい、ということで、せっかくなのでね、今ちょっと日本人の方いらっしゃるかなって思うので、ちょっと質問しちゃおう。はい、日本人の皆様、もしいらっしゃったらね、お答えいただきたいんですけれども、敬語、尊敬語、謙譲語、丁寧語、いろいろございますけれどもね、でも、日本語を学ばれてる方にとって、敬語ってめちゃくちゃ難しい概念なんですよ。なぜか。存在しない言語がほとんどだから、敬語っていうのが。私の知る中で日本語と韓国語くらいしかございません。そのレベル。いないよ、いる。よかった。海外からお越しになってる方が、敬語ちゃんと使えてないなって思って、何か思うことってございますかっていう質問をしたい。Okay, I just asked my Japanese viewers what they think about, for example, when there's a person who is learning Japanese who can't use keigo not too well yet. 日本人でも使いこなせないよ。ね。Kasutani-san says, even Japanese people can't really use them perfectly. Which is true. Sera-san said, 何も思わない。There's no, like, he doesn't get bothered by it at all. So, yes, maybe that's just the two of the Japanese people that's out there, but I think this is definitely what the majority would think. There's not really much of an expectation. Like, it's just a part of a culture. So, I hope that answers your question. ということで、皆様もありがとうございました。まあ、これでね、少しは質問答えられたかな。Let me know if you have an extra question from it. Yosh, next. Wow, Max-san. You have a legit question. ガチの質問来ちゃった。Okay, could you please explain to me the difference between ために and ように? ために、ように。First of all, I'm just gonna add an equation. いいですか? In Japanese, you have to know that when you conjugate things to a verb, with a verb, or when you conjugate something after a noun, it changes the grammar a little bit. Noun plus no. Okay. で、ように。日本語はね、なんて言うんでしょう。動詞と名詞でかなり違うんですよね。文法が。Okay. So here we have ために and ように。Okay. If you put verb plus ために, it means in order to do the verb. Okay. If you say noun のために, when you want to put it together with a noun, you will have to use no. No is a particle for it. Okay. Verb plus ように、like verb ようにって英語でなんて説明したらいいんだよ。例えば走るように、食べれるように。In order, this is another in order to, I guess. かな like とか so that かなso that the verb で、何々のように、this is another like the verb かなですかねor it can also be like similar to. Not the verb, the noun. I think I need a new keyboard so that I can type faster. すごいことになってる。Okay. So this is the difference. はい、ということで、sorry for the wait. はい、ちょっとお待たせいたしましたけれども、これが違いです。ためにとようにの違い。When you put verb plus ために, it becomes in order to do the verb. If I say noun plus のために, it becomes for the person. So, for example, あれもしかして、ちょっとね、wait, was I gone again? Let me know in the comments. I know that the internet is extremely bad today, as always. 寝るために、お風呂に入りました。Okay. I'm gonna start writing down example sentences. And again, sorry, it's gonna take a little bit of a while for me to type. You weren't gone, don't worry. Oh, よかったよかった。Okay, so. はい、皆様、repeat after me ですよ。It's time for you to actually practice reading. はい、repeat after me. 私について読んでください。寝るために、お風呂に入りました。お、のじゃねえ、のじゃねえ、のじゃない。ちょっと待って。寝るために。やばいやばい、振り仮名間違えちゃった。You haven't let at least on my end. Okay, good. So, 寝るためにお風呂に入りました。This means, in order to sleep, I took a bath. So, just a Japanese thing. In Japan, you kind of don't want to go to bed before or without taking a shower or soaking in the bathtub. It's kind of nasty. あ、エミックさんこんばんは。先生会いたかった。すごい、もう熱烈じゃないですか。こんばんは。Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, do you see what's going on? In order to sleep, in order to do something, you did something. That is verb plus ために。Okay, you can take notes if you want to. Next, noun plus ためにしよう。皆様、みんなにしよう。ちょっと皆様はちょっとね、ちょっとめたいこと言っちゃいますけれども、キャラクターっぽいのね。私はいつも皆様って言いますけどね。みんなのために日本語、動画を作りますにしよう。リアルだな。動画を作ります。もうやだこのキーボード。I don't know. There's not much of a difference, but there's a little bit of a difference in keyboard when I'm. 皆様そうそう、皆様ってなっちゃうからね。なっちゃうんですよ。Okay, so, next sentence. Repeat after me. 私についていってみてください。みんなのために動画を作ります。みんなのために動画を作ります。みんな means everyone. 動画 videos 作ります。make. I make videos for you. Okay, do you see that? The meaning does change, doesn't it? When you put the verb and ために or when you put the noun and ために. So, we hope that helps with the ために at least. これでちょっとためにはね、もちろんなんかもっと掘っていけばいろいろあるんですけど、there is a little bit more if I want it to be a little bit more technical, but I think that's the best I can explain right now with the limited time. Okay. いいでしょうか? Any questions about this so far? やってもらえないとわかんないからね。わかんないから、お水飲んで待ちますか。I took notes. I think I understood it. Thanks a lot for taking the time to explain it. よかった。Okay, now we're gonna move on to ように。じゃあ、ように行きますわよ。プルガさんもごきげんよう。ようこそいらっしゃいました。皆様来ていただけるとやっぱ嬉しいですね。常連の皆様常連の皆様いいえ。If you haven't taken notes, feel free to watch the archives. Sorry, because of the lack of space, I'm gonna get rid of. I have to delete the example sentences for ために。Okay, next ように。Verb plus ように is like the verb. 何にしようかな。なんか面白いのあるかな。寝るように。寝 寝るように仕事してるわかんない。こんばんは、別の方の誕生日配信って遅れました。誕生日おめでとうございます。ちょうどいいや、日本人の皆様日本人の皆様、動詞プラスようにの例文考えて。Yay, because my brain is so fried, I'm gonna ask my Japanese viewers to make an example sentence for me. Oh, how bad. Hey? なんとかの、なんとかするように、なんとかみたいな。もう私何も思いつかない、今。何も思いつかないの。名詞プラスようにはね、いくらでも考えられる気がするんですけど。何にしようかな。白鳥のように、違う、私にしよう。花のように花じゃない。花のように、V さん、こんにちは。I came at the right time. I always had problem understanding ように。How perfect! 配信を見れるように早めにお風呂に入りました。天才か。買い物行くようにお願いするみたい。ありがとうございます。Wait. 皆様。Thank you so much. 私、皆様のこと大好き。なんか、ね、こういう時だけ大好きとか言っちゃうと、すごい、なんか、たらしっぽくて嫌なんですけど、でも本当に好きですよ。本当に大好き。なんか落ちた。そう。OK。配信を見れるように。本当に私の配信見るために早めにお風呂に入ってくださってたら申し訳ないのと嬉しい気持ちがせめぎ合っちゃう。はい、大丈夫ですよ。私もね、よくね、ちっちゃいやつやっちゃう。でも可愛いですよね、正直ね。蝶のように舞い、針のように刺す。そんなに難しいのは通じないかもしれない。いいやつですよね。OK! So, first one! はい、皆様、repeat after me でございますわよ。Everybody repeat after me. 配信を見れるように、早めにお風呂に入りました。Okay, I will do it again. 配信を見れるように、早めにお風呂に入りました。8年も漢字読めないのがバレてる。そうです。So, 配信 means stream. So, we actually don't use the word live or stream in Japanese. Streaming in Japanese is 配信。みんな配信に来てくれてありがとうございます。Thank you everybody for coming to my stream. 配信を見れるように。見れる means to be able to watch. Do you see that? 見れる plus ように。早め means fast. お風呂に入りました。お風呂 bath 入る to enter. In this case お風呂に入る means to take a bath. So I took a bath faster or sooner. The context is that than normal. So that I can watch the stream. はい。素晴らしいですね、このね。ありがとうございます。ちょっとね、時間の問題で、ちょっとこれだけしかね、取り上げられないかもなんですけど、すいません、皆様ありがとうございます。何も考えられない私の代わりに考えていただいちゃって。申し訳ね、嬉しい、ありがたい。そのうち皆様にお給料を渡さないといけなくなっちゃうわ。はい。では、そう。配信を見れるように早めにお風呂に入りました。I took a bath faster or sooner than normal in order to watch this stream. In this case, because yoni is conjugated to a verb, remember, the verb is the original dictionary format. You can use the original past tense, but it's a little bit awkward. Excuse me. 失礼しました. It is a little bit awkward if you use this with like a masu format. It gets a little bit too formal. So remember, the original formats are always better. 早めにお風呂に入りました。配信を見れるように早めにお風呂入りました。 先生の笑顔はプライスレスなので問題なし。なんて嬉しいことを言ってくださるんですか。笑顔になった。はい、ということでね。So that is the verb plus ように。では次。I'm gonna do a noun plus ように。何のように。美しい。美しい。Is that so? Really can't keep up with it. I relieved when you and others said even Japanese hard to deal with. Yep. Hydration check. Thank you. Feel free to drink water anytime. Since ありがとうございます。The problem is I ran out of water. I might have to go get extra. If you have more questions, though, then I'll go get more water. But yes, 敬語 is hard for any of us, so don't worry again. So 敬語はね、本当に日本人でもマジで難しいのでね。大丈夫ですよ。Okay, so repeat after me. 花のように美しいです。ですにしよう。です。and I'm gonna add 私はthat's a bit 私の犬をにしよう。Okay. ちょっとさすがに恥ずかしくなっちゃったな。これも事実なのでね。Okay. Next sentence. はい、では皆様 repeat after me でございます。私の犬は花のように美しいです。Listening. ちゃんと言ってる？ Okay, one more time. 私の犬は花のように美しいです。Are you saying it out loud? Okay. はい、okay. So, 私の犬 means my dog. 花 means flower. 美しい beautiful. My dog is beautiful like a flower. It's a comparison. This is used when you compare something to something else, or when you try to explain something using another word. 例えば、他にも何かあるかな？今日の日本は真夏のような日でした。Japan today was like 真夏。真夏 means the middle of summer. It was so hot, it was like the middle of summer. So, ように when it's conjugated to a noun, it is used to explain something using another word. はい。ということで、ように名詞と一緒に組み合わされた場合は、これですね。説明、他の言葉を使って何かを説明するのに使われます。はい。So, that was ために and ように。いいでしょうか？ Did that make sense? 誰かコメントしたら消す。So verb plus ために and verb plus ように both kind of apply the idea to do something in order to do something else. Thanks for the effort. Yes, it is. It is. But yeah. ためにそうね。ためにように the biggest difference is with the noun conjugation. So that's the reason why a lot of people can get really confused. But thanks for the question. ということでね。ありがとうございました。Okay, next question. So, feel free to type in any questions, and if you are there, Alex-san, I'm ready for your cultural question. はい。ちなみにですね、もし英語を今学習してるって日本人の方いらっしゃって、何かご質問がある場合でも聞いてくださいませ。大丈夫ですよ。Also, if you're a Japanese person trying to learn English, I'm fine with answering questions about English learning too. はい。聞いて。今のうち。Okay, I'm actually gonna go get some water. ちょっとお水取ってくるんで、お水取ってきて帰ってきたら、やる。どこだ？ Okay, I'll be back. すぐ帰ります。 きましたよ。I'm back. 待って。Okay, there we go. はいはいはい。取ってらっしゃい。ありがとうございます。取ってきましたよ。I'm back with my water. Hey, I'll be back. でんでん。でんでんでん。ユニバじゃん。Okay, I have a physical issue with sleepers, and I was wondering what could be suggested. What does sleepers mean? Sleepers って何？検索しよう。What is sleepers? Sleepers ってなんだ？枕木？少年院上がり？違う気がするぞ。Oh, slippers! Slippers! Oh, sorry. Okay, スリッパね。スリッパ。My bad. スリッパ。大丈夫？全然違った。スリッパ。Okay, let's talk about slippers. はい、ちょっとここに言おうか。スリッパです。Slippers. So, definitely a cultural question ね。はい、そう、スリッパって日本結構特有の文化ってご存知でした？ I think a lot of us Japanese people also don't really realize how much of a Japanese culture slippers are. So, in Japan, especially when you go to, or when you're in houses, like living spaces, living quarters, you might wear slippers. Slippers are different than shoes. As you know, in a lot of Asian cultures, we take off our shoes before entering the house, right? In Japan, we might go an extra mile. We might have indoor slippers that you wear even when you're at home, like home. Obviously, when you go to like hotels, or maybe not, hotels, or when you're a guest at another person's house, you'll most likely 98% be offered to wear slippers. 日本以外って靴のまんまのとこ多いんだっけ？まあそれもあるんですけど、それ以外にね、まず家の中に入ってスリッパに履き替えるっていう意味がちょっとね、わけわからんってなったりするんですよ。そうそう、面白いですよね。マジで文化の違い。So, in order to understand this, we might have to we do wear them in England and my parents wear them, but I have an issue with slip-on types. Wait, what do you mean by that? I thought you had a question about slippers and the reason why we wear them. Oh, why it's the slip-on types, not the shoe slippers. That I think it's just for convenience. So, in some houses in Europe, slippers are also commonly used, but not always and everywhere. Yeah. So the idea, it's because I think the reason why, I will definitely have to do a little bit of research on this, but I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think the reason why is because it's for convenience, mainly because it's my mom's powerful weapon. Oh, I bet. I can't physically wear them, so in Japan, what could I do? You might just want to explain that. The reason why it's the slip-on types is because we actually do have slippers that we specifically use for the bathroom. We just change our slippers. The reason why is because in Japan, the idea of the outside and the inside is very, very, very strict. So I know that a lot of you already know that, for example, we take off shoes when we enter the house, but it's not just that. It's a manner and a rule, a social manner for you to take off your jackets, for example, before entering another person's house as a guest. The idea in Japan is that the outside is dirty. Inside has to stay clean, which is the reason why we don't sleep on the bed. A lot of us don't sleep until we take a shower, until we soak in the bathtub, until we are completely clean. we definitely don't use the pillows to put your legs on because your legs has touched the ground. The ground is something that I have that is like dirty. Okay, I have one leg and my artificial foot is too smooth to grip in the slip-on type of slipper. Oh, if that's the case, I don't think it's really much of a problem. You don't need them. If you are comfortable with just like changing one, but you know, yeah, it's a cultural rule, but there's definitely exceptions to it. And if I don't know, it's not like you will be, you know, condemned for not wearing them. It's just the idea of keeping like boundaries, I guess, between spaces. And so if you can wear them, it's totally fine. それは大丈夫ですよ。大丈夫、大丈夫。そう。日本のね、スリッパの文化ってね、なんか例えばトイレ用のスリッパがあったり、なんか意外とね、そこまでこまめに変えたりするのが珍しかったりするんですよね。I think a lot of... I don't know. I do think it's just mainly for culture, I don't know, those like cleanliness purposes. But again, it really depends on the person. So bare feet on or wearing my own that aren't slip-on types. 確かに珍しいね。Yeah, barefoot is totally fine. Sorry for my ignorance, but I mean, I did have like friends in elementary school who had an artificial foot, but I guess it really depends, doesn't it? I never really thought about it, but I had a friend in elementary school who had an artificial foot, and he actually had multiple slippers just like everybody else. Like he had a shoe for his artificial foot, which was, I guess, custom made. He had like school shoes that he would wear inside the elementary school, obviously, because in Japan we have a school indoor shoe and the outdoor shoe, they're actually different. He also did have a different kind of shoe. Maybe they had different grips, I don't know. No, it's an odd question. Couldn't really find an issue online. No, like that's totally fine, and I've... It is true that I've never really thought about it either. But I think... Because, you know, I can't really just jump off on the one friend that I had in elementary school, and I'm pretty sure things have changed, but at least from what I know from him, he had like shoes like everybody else to change into and change out of. But when it comes to slippers, because, you know, it's more of like for guests kind of a thing, I don't think it's really that big of a problem. Yeah. I don't know, I hope that answers your question, but it's totally fine and I totally get it. Like, I want answers to those, like, things that you can't find on the internet, right? はい。ということでね、アレックさん、片足義足でいらっしゃるみたいなんですけれども、その場合スリッパってどうしたらいいのってご質問でした。でもね、確かに私もね、小学校の時に実は、片足義足の、クラスメイトがいたんですけど、普通にね、上履き、運動足、運動用体育館シューズ、上履きってなんか、義足用の靴履き替えてた思い出があるんですよね。ただ、来客用のスリッパとかだったらね、Yeah, I don't think people really care. You can just go barefoot. はい。Well, good question. ありがとうございました。スリッパ。But yeah, I know, Japanese people love our slippers. So yeah, for those of you who didn't know, we actually have slippers for inside the bathroom too. You're supposed to change into it. Okay, ということで、ご質問ありがとうございました。Okay, anybody else? はい、みんな他のご質問はございますでしょうか？ I have a cultural question too, Sensei. Ooh, in Japan, waiting and lining up in elevators, trains, when going in restaurants is a custom. Are there others that I'm not aware of? As in like lining up? これね、実はなんですけど、日本人って列になるの好きってご存知でした？ちょっと聞いてみよう。 なんか日本では例えば電車とかエレベーターとかレストランとか何かしら並ぶ時ってちゃんと並ぶじゃないですか。 Waiting in line。 他の場所で並ぶことってありますかね。 Trying to think. Waiting in line. I guess waiting in line is a general idea. Where else? Bus stops? Taxi stops?他で列に並ぶとき To buy tickets? Oh, when you want to take a picture with a character at Disneyland, you do have to line up. ATM とか神社の賽銭箱の前とかラーメン屋ね。So, I guess in front of ATMs 神社の賽銭箱の前 the money throwing box in 神社 shrines the ramen stores, there's definitely lines, especially when the store is really good. That's true. 確かに確かに。I guess the answer from me is that whenever there's a crowd and when you are trying to get a certain something, then you will want to wait in line. 私の答えとしては、たくさんの人がいてみんなが何か同じものを手に入れようとしてるのであれば列になるかなですね。行列ができるという方で価値を示すことがありますね。確かに、それめっちゃいい。もうらい。マイナさんありがとうございました。So, マイナさん just pointed out something really interesting. We have an idiom in Japanese that goes 行列ができる。行列 means a line, but a crowded line. 行列ができるの後は基本的に名詞ですね。noun. So できる means in this case maid. Like 行列ができる means a queue, a line is made, and this is actually a phrase that we use sometimes to explain that something is very popular. Is something, the noun is popular. So, for example, just say that one day I do an 握手会。しないけどね、絶対しませんけどね。Do you know 握手会? It is where fans can come meet people and like shake their hands. Just say that one day I do that. しませんけどね。言っときますけどね。バーチャルなのでね。握手会。行列ができる握手会。That will mean that it's a very popular 握手会。握手会 again means a handshaking thing. You know, like a lot of idols do it. You know, I might be so popular to the point that there's a 行列. Again, 行列 means a crowded line. What else? If I say 行列ができるラーメン屋さん。ラーメン屋。はい。What does that mean? はい。When I say 行列ができるラーメン屋、What does that mean? はい。皆様答えますよ。答えるお時間ですよ。行列ができるラーメン屋。What does that even mean? よいしょ。Answer in English, by the way. You can answer in English. What does 行列のできるラーメン屋 mean? If I don't get a comment in 15 seconds, I'm gonna go to new one. 15、14、13、12、11、10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1、0. Why? It's simple. It's a ramen store that has a line. A waiting line. Okay, what if there's no crowd like going into a restaurant? Because I learned that in Japan you have to wait for the waiters and waiter to guide you to your seat. Yeah, that's totally normal. I think, well, so it depends on the restaurant, really, when you travel to Japan. If for example, if it's a really crowded restaurant, or when you go at a crowded time, they might actually try to show you a place to go, or like, they might guide you to a place to sit, simply because, they might want to do crowd control. Like, if there's just the two of you, they don't want you to be seated at the 4-seaters, like, counter, or a box seat. And so that might be the case, but sometimes, especially when there's not much people around, for example, I have worked at a restaurant inside a hotel, and I was a waitress there. We never really had people, we never really made people like follow me or follow us to show them to their seats, because it's a hotel restaurant, it's a breakfast buffet. We didn't really care too much, or it was for like lunch, but it's a hotel. It's not like a cheap like place that a lot of family members come, or like a lot of students come. It was a little bit more high-end, I guess, in a way. So it kind of depends. So do as the Romans do. I guess. But yeah, good question. My answer is that it really depends. はい。偉いですね。うちの国では行列できる人とはめったにいない。列並べる。Well, I guess it's just a cultural thing. I do think, there's pros and cons, right? Japanese people do like rules. Japanese people definitely like rules and structure. Sometimes, as you know, that like rule-lacking culture can go negative, but I also do know that there's a lot of positive parts from it, and I do like the crazy like rules that I sometimes encounter, just because it's just easier to go with the flow. I don't know. Hi. Oh, soka. Thank you, sensei. I'm asking because it's totally different in my country. I know, I bet. Like, when I first went to the States, the first time I ate out at a restaurant, there was another Japanese student that decided to show me around, because I was so broke. The student was like, I'll treat you lunch. Come on. You haven't had ramen in like a week. And I was like, you're right. I haven't had ramen in a week. Went to this ramen store that was absolutely not like ramen. But it was the best around. Anyways. Like, I didn't know that you paid your bill at the seat. I was like, wait, how do you do this? Because I was so used to the cash culture of Japan, I was like, wait, what? What am I supposed to do? So yeah, I totally get you. I totally feel you. Good question. ありがとうございました。Okay, any other questions? 他にご質問ありますでしょうか? Any other questions? あるかなないかな30秒ぐらい待つか。でももうちょっと時間の時間ですね。今気づいた。I didn't realize how late it kind of was. Well, I guess that'll be it for today then. でも今日はこれでね、以上になるかな。Oh, wait. ちょっと待って、real quick. あった、質問あった。I heard from a friend that it's impossible to eat takeaway food while walking in Japan. Is it true? That's a good question. 日本で食べ歩きできるかですね。Eating while walking. I think there's a lot of like controversy around this and a lot of misunderstanding. 日本ではね、いろんな外国からいらっしゃってる方がなんか言われるんですよ。特に YouTuber されてる方とかね。日本では食べ歩きすなってね。My answer is you can totally do it. But here's the thing. One thing that a lot of, for example, YouTubers, Instagrammers don't touch on is the reasoning behind it. The reasoning behind people are told that you can't eat while walking. Again, it has to do with the idea of trying to keep things clean. You can't eat while walking when there's a crowd around you. You don't want to bump into people while eating karaage or something and put oil stains on their shirts, right? You don't want to also, it can be considered unmannered and dangerous. I think dangerous is also a big thing. Like, you know, I was told as a young kid that I'm not supposed to walk around using chopsticks because chopsticks can be really dangerous. Simply because it's a stick, it's a long stick. If it goes into your mouth, there's actually sad incidents that people pass away. So you want to be careful, especially with like long sticked, like skewer kind of food. And so that's the two things that you do want to be careful of, but that's it. Like, it doesn't mean that you're just like, you know, banned from walking and eating. You just don't want to do it in a crowded place. And if you do, you also don't want to make a mess around. So I would say it's just a lot safer to, for example, sit down at a bench at a park and eat, or eat at a corner of the street where there's nobody. But that's it. 大阪あたりは食べ歩きの街とも言われますよね。そうなんです。バーチャル西日本は食べ歩きに寛容ですわよ。But yes, Maina-san just pointed out that Osaka, for example, is called, there's another name for Osaka. Osaka is a city that is called a city where you can eat and walk around because there's so many great street food, and that is very true. But you will see probably a lot more Japanese people standing still and eating. Again, it's just the idea of keeping things clean. Even though if it's the outside, you don't want to drop food on the sidewalk. You know, you do want to keep things clean as you possibly can. So again, that's just the only thing. Like it is a gray zone, I guess, if you want to call it that way, but it's not bad. It's okay. You just have to be considerate about people around you and considerate of the environment. So yeah, I hope that helps. Eating while walking is fun. Super fun. Especially when you eat like ice cream. Oh, I just had ice cream today outside. Master got me mint chocolate ice cream. And we just like, you know, sat at the bench at a park and ate because we decided to not go back to work. 私今日食べ歩きしましたからね。ご主人様とチョコミントアイス食べましたからね。食べ歩き美味しいからね。美味しいのでね。Hi. Thanks for the answer, Sensei. Logic of not eating among crowd makes sense. Just to make sure I'm not rude if I ever visit Japan because I eat while eating most of the time. In my country. Oh, Malaysia. Oh, you're from Malaysia. I love satay. Walking. マレーシアからの方。サテ大好き。I feel bad that that's the only thing I know, though I know that there's a lot of great other food. I just don't know the names of it. But yeah. はい。では、次の質問。Okay, last question maybe. Sorry, let me make this into the last question of today, because I guess it's around time that I should go to bed. A last quick question from me. What's the difference in meaning between the verb 届く and 達する? 届く and 達する? 届く simply means to reach. 達する does mean to reach. 何が違うんだろう? Well, I'm gonna use the power of Google. 届くまあ、達するの方がなんかようやくって感じはしますけどね。OK。届く、達する、to reach, to reach. Talking about self. Not talking about self. Apparently, that's the difference. こういうのね、意外とね、わかんなかったりってか、我々日本人でも、ってなったりしますよね。ってことで私は Google 先生の力を借りました。ははは。はい。ってことなんですけれども、そう、届く means to reach, 達する does mean to reach. Oh my, it's almost 11. It's almost 12 here in Japan. 日本はもうそろそろ深夜でございますわよ。はい。 So yes, todoku, I guess, is to talk about self, or in other words, to talk about the subject. Tasuru is more of like not talking about self. I guess that's one of the ways to explain. Well, what can I say? I just found a whole academic journal about the difference between these two words. So, what can I say? I guess it is a hard one. 他になんかあるかな。届くと達するの違い。届くはね、動きと方向性が包囲されるって書いてある。そんな難しいのはね、ちょっといいんですわよ。共感。達した、届いた。Okay, I think I kind of know how to explain it better. Give me like 5 more minutes to explain. ちょっとあと5分くらいだけくださいませ。まあ、手紙が届きました。一応。Okay. So, example sentence. These kind of questions are always better to answer with example questions. 手紙が届きました。読ました。あと何にしようかな。努力、山頂、違うな。毎日、ネイティブレベルのに達しましたでしょ。OK。should be good. そう、なんかさっきね、検索したらね、東京都立大学さんから、なんと論文出てました。この違いについて。びっくりしちゃったんで、また後ほど読みたいと思います。届くは物質的、達するは概念的に思いますが、実際には同じ使われ方がされるように思います。そうなんですよね。日本語ってでも、それが美しさであり難しさなんだとは思うんですよね。でも分かりやすい物質的ってのは、すみません、落ちます。お疲れ様です。いや、もう、こんな夜遅くまですみません。おやすみなさいませ。ほんとね、皆様無理だけはなさらないでくださいね。Sorry, I know, especially for those of you who live in Japan, it's probably like way beyond time for you to go to bed. I feel bad. ごめんなさいね、皆様。本当に寝てくださいまし。お疲れ様です。ゼロさんお疲れ様です。おやすみなさい。Okay, so, Maina-san did point out something really important.Todoku is more physical. Tasuru is more about an idea. Oh, Frankie-san, konnichiwa. Is this your first time here? It's 8:45. Is that morning? Or night? Okay, so first of all, repeat after me. Native face. Repeat after me. 手紙が届きました。Okay, I'm kind of guessing that you all said it. PM. PM. こんばんは。ということで、手紙が届きました means the letter has arrived. The letter reached. Probably a person who is supposed to reach. The recipient of the letter has reached.The letter has arrived. That is more physical. The other example sentence that I got for 達する、ネイティブレベルに達しました。I have reached the native speaker's level. Again, it's just a very Japanese sentence, isn't it? Because I didn't even specify the subject, so it does feel a little bit awkward when I just directly translate it. But...It's probably saying something like, I have reached the level of a native speaker. So do you see the difference in each other? わかりますかね? Okay, wait. この方がいいかな? よし。So, I guess there's 2 parts, isn't it? Isn't there? Todoku can be talking about self, Tasuru can be talking about...It's not like you're talking about self. It's more of like you're looking at yourself from the third person's perspective. It's more objective. Tasuru is more objective. Let me just like change the wording. Okay. And then, 届く is more subjective. So, again, one thing I do want you to remember is that a lot of words, they can be used in a very similar way or sometimes the same way. It's just that sometimes, depending on the context, it might dramatically change. That's the hard part, isn't it? But that's the best I can explain it at the moment. ごめんなさい. Maybe one day I'll go into a massive, like, detailed video just talking about the difference between these two. Because I feel like if I wanted to, I can. But anyways, I hope, does that answer your question at least to the point that you can maybe, like, grasp a little bit more of the meanings of? なんかね、こんな感じでしかご回答できなくて申し訳ないんですけれども、もうちょっと分かったかなといいなと思ってます。Thank you so much. Understood it perfectly. I'm sorry these were tough questions. No, tough questions are great because it makes me learn more too. ありがとうございました。Okay, so I know it was a really long stream ということで、なんとね、珍しく、私にしては珍しく2時間近くの配信になりましたけれども、Thank you so much again for coming with so many questions and also for all the posts that you make ということで、なんかね、最後になっちゃいましたけれども、本当に皆様、もう毎日頑張ってらっしゃって偉いYou're doing so good! Again, for those of you who have just I don't know what it is, but like, I'm getting so much more subscribers these days, it's kind of almost freaking me out. It's cool though. Thank you for finding me. But again, like, if you want to participate in this challenge, feel free to do so. Anytime that you want. Oh, Cat-san! Didn't know that you were here. Hi. Please know that you should feel free to join whenever you want. Watch the video and it will explain to you what you're supposed to do, I guess. But I'll do this stream again in 2 weeks. The next follow-up stream will happen in 2 weeks. Next week will simply be my Twitch Q&A, Japanese Q&A stream. So, I will hope to see you there. Also, I'll be streaming like 3 more times this week, so I guess I will hope to see you there as well. で、最後になんですけれども、実はね、今週あと3回配信ある予定なのでね、まさかの、そちらの方でお会いできたらなと思います。お疲れ様でした。皆様もありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。Oh, also, I'm supposed to be uploading at least 4 more videos this week. And for those of you who are going to bed, can I indulge you in my Japanese audiobook? ちょっとね、私最後に告知だけさせて、告知するの慣れようとしてるので、告知とか宣伝とかするの慣れようとしてるので、I have this playlist of my Japanese audiobooks where you can listen to it while you're studying or while you're going to bed. Feel free to use it. でね、ちょっとね、もしご興味がありましたら、こちらの、再生リスト17作品入っております。私の、朗読でございます。今から寝る方、ちょっとよろしければ聞いてってちょうだい。励みになるので、はい、ということでありがとうございました。Let me read out your names before I end. どこから読めばいいのかな？ここからかな。あさとさん、ありがとうございました。エロン先生さん、ありがとうございました。アレックさん、お疲れ様です。フランキーさん、ありがとうございました。キャッさん、お疲れ様。おやすみなさいませ。マイナさんもお疲れ様でした。お久しぶりにお顔見れて嬉しかったです。テンション上がってます。マックスさんも質問たくさんありがとうございました。プレガさんもでも夜遅くまでありがとうございました。セラさんもあなたこそずっといてくださってね、夜遅くまでありがとうございました。プレイリスト助かります。本当よかった。アウディさんもお疲れ様です。Have a plenty rest you as well ってことでね。リーさんも Good night 先生ってことで皆様おやすみなさいませ。またお会いいたしましょう。Good night. I'll see you soon again. Bye!